My name is Jessica Hensley, and we are going to discuss John Holt and what some to believe were his radical beliefs. John Holt was an extremely educated man. He was way young in his educational experience, yet he went above and beyond. Unlike his peers, he was young, so socialization was a bit difficult for him. He decided to be a teacher in America's educational system with the influence of his sister. He considered himself a child advocate, believing many rights for children. He believed that children should have the same rights as adults and should be treated as adults, and everything considering from when they drive a car to how they handle their own finances. He believed that children needed more than learning, and he didn't believe the American public education system helped with any of that. He blames the children's failures on the authoritative teaching in schools and didn't believe that public schools allowed children to be creative, and he didn't believe that they were able to be them true natural selves. John Holt beliefs were considered radical. He went against most people. Now, granted, homeschooling was still a thing, it's always been a thing, but it was mostly from church. John Holt's beliefs that education system in America was considered an institution and that it violated children's basic rights. He believed we use the American public education system to control their minds and to control their thoughts. He believed it to be molding children to an American standard rather than allowing the children to learn for themselves. He believed that children were oppressed. He believed that they should be able to make their own decisions, including when it's appropriate to drive a car, how to handle their finances, how they learn things, when they learn things. He didn't believe it should be up to adults. He believed it should be up to the children themselves. John Holt had many books, many thoughts, many decisions. He believed that his way was the right way. He believed that public schools could be appropriate, but the educators need intense trainings. They need to focus on loving the students, having complete faith in all of their cognitive abilities rather than pushing a standard curriculum on them. He had three major assumptions about public education. One, the essential body of knowledge, which we know we still to this day use. He believed that pushing one body of knowledge onto all children shouldn't be the basis of an education. He believed that the education level that we base children's knowledge on is how much of that body of knowledge that they have retained. And he believed the duty of the school was only to teach that body of knowledge. With things such as No Child Left Behind, we have given in to John's fears and we teach a standard body of knowledge and we see what the children remember on standardized education. John Holt was a firm believer in homeschooling. He believed that a parent would be the best educator. He believed the child would feel loved at home and they would be able to explore their true selves. They would learn things other than reading, writing, arithmetic. He believed they would learn public social skills. They would learn how to farm. They would learn things that they would need as an adults. He believed that the public education system stole their ability to create and to figure out issues on their own, forming just one answer to all questions asked. We've seen a lot since COVID-19. Educators themselves have learned a lot since the COVID-19 shutdown. The mass shutting down of all public education systems, the struggle of educators, parents, children, everybody working together to ensure the students are gaining the knowledge that they are expected to learn. The use of technology was the only means between a teacher and a student or a parent and a teacher. That was a struggle. We've seen the repercussions of the COVID homeschooling since the shutdown. Students now don't know how to act socially with their peers. They don't know how to have rules and regulations in a school building. They don't have the basic knowledge of learning how to function in a society because they were kept home for 2 years. These are different. It's difficult. Yes, homeschooling can be great. It might be the best thing for a certain child, but for all child, for the children at home that don't have food, that don't have loving parents,